Hello guys, and welcome to the video. Now this is a non-live sort of run through of how you can connect your Microsoft controller into your UWP Blank application. I did record this video live as I was demonstrating, but due to some audio technical issues I had to dub over it. So what I'm going to be demonstrating in a few moments is just the functionality of the Microsoft controller being able to be processed by a UWP, better said, Blank application. It's a little bit different to my previous video of how to get Microsoft controller support onto your WPF application, as this particular approach doesn't require you to download the SlimDX library from the NuGet package store. Rather, you rely on native namespaces that come with UWP, in particular for gaming. And we're going to be looking straight at the code right now. So, without much further ado, let's get straight into the program. First things first, what you're going to need is the using Windows gaming.input namespace, as you can see highlighted on the video demonstration. Add that namespace, and then what you're going to want to do at the field level, you're going to want to add a gamepad, which is under the windows.gaming.input.gamepad namespace. I've gone ahead and, or under the input namespace rather, I've gone ahead and named it gamepad right there, and I've set it to null. That's the second step. The next step is to actually create the event handler. So to create the event handler, I'm just scrolling until I can find it, and to create the event handler, go ahead and call the raw game controller class and access the raw game controller added, and then go ahead and set the event. As you can see there on line 146, I've gone ahead and done that, and I've set it to new event handler of type raw game controller. Alright, so you want to go ahead and hook that to a method of your choice. I've gone ahead and hooked it to a method called calibrate controller, but you can name your method anything you like. It doesn't have to be that particular name convention, but it will hook to that method whereby once your game controller parses some kind of input, then that method will be fired. So in Calibrate Controller, make sure you have the right parameters of object sender and the raw game controller to the raw game controllers collection. And what this does, it basically just accesses all the active controllers in the session, and that 0 just indexes at the first controller in the session, as you can have multiple game controllers connected to the application, as you would expect in a multiplayer experience. Then next, what you want to do is then reference that gamepad. Go ahead with a this statement if you want, the this keyword, or you can just go ahead. Gamepad is equal to, is set to gamepad.fromGameController, and you want to go ahead and pass that raw game controller class that you set earlier in the calibrate controller method. And finally, this flag is not actually important for what you need to do, but it just means, just a quick thing to explain, when you're dealing with Win2D, as I'm doing in this particular demonstration, what tends to happen is that the draw and update calls of the canvas animated control may clash with the initialization of the current controllers set in the application. So the issue is, in my update call, I'm looking for controllers that have not yet been initialized because it takes some time. And so what I did is that I set a flag to say, okay, once all of the functionality of the calibrate controller has been set, then I set a flag to true. That way the update doesn't clash whilst I'm basically running the calibrate controller functionality, because it's not really in sync. I have to kind of deal with that manually myself. And that's about it. That's all you need to do. Just carefully write your code. I know UWP can be a little bit temperamental, but that's why I work with Win2D these days, because with Win2D, what I find is that it organizes a lot of the scaling of UWP pretty well. So yeah, that will probably be covered in another video. My name is Williams, and feel free to check out my LinkedIn. That's Williams Teddy-Jimoh, and I will see you again. Have a great day. Bye-bye. Thanks for watching this video.